Good day, everyone. Welcome to Architect AI Lab. This is episode 1 of my new series, which is AI Fundamental for Business Central Professional. And in this episode, we will be exploring some of the core AI concept and understand how this concept actually fit with the Business Central product. And before we get started, I would really like to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel after my introduction video. I really appreciate your support. So let's start this AI journey. And firstly, let's just understand how Business Central worked before AI and what changes with AI. So in the earlier system, we have an user, then we have an business logic, then we have an database, and then we have an output. So user perform an action, business logic get executed, data get processed, and output is generated by the system. So you can see the system is quite predictable and deterministic because programmer has written the business logic and system is enforcing that rule. So if I go to my Business Central and let me open the customer and customer list. So on the customer, we have a field which is called as credit limit, which I set it as 1000 USD. Now let me try to create an order for this particular customer. Let me create new. Let me find out my customer. Let me take any random item and let me put some quantity. For example, 50. So you can see I just got a notification that my limit has been exceeded. So we set the limit and system is enforcing that rules, right? That's how it works. But now with AI, this works little differently. So apart from using or following the rules, it also work based on your context, the prompt and the reasoning. So let's just see how AI system works. So we have an user, we have the prompts, then we have an AI model, then we have an context, then we have tokens, and then we have the result. So user provide an instruction or a prompt to an AI model. It analyze the context, process that information, and provide you the result. So there can be possible that the same instruction can provide you a different result based on the context that you provide to an AI model. And if I explain you, for example, think of an experienced salesperson who handles like hundreds of customers. And after some time, he can easily tell you like for whether the customer is serious, whether the deal will be cracked. So he's not following any rule book, right? He's just telling based on the pattern he has seen and based on his previous experience. So AI also work in a similar pattern. So apart from following the rules, it also AI models learn from the pattern, from your historical information, from the context in order to provide you the result and the recommendation. Now let's just understand few of the AI terms. So let's start with prompt. So what is a prompt? So prompt is an instruction that we provided to the AI model. Prompt is not a search. So the way you go to Google and search, it's not something similar to prompt because when we are searching something, we are looking for information which already exists. But here with the prompt, we are asking an AI model to do something which does not exist. Now let's go to Business Central and try a few prompts. So I'm on my customer list. I'm opening the Copilot and then clicking on Analyze List. Then it's opening me a prompt box. So here, let me type a very generic or a vague prompt. Show me the customer. So I'm not very specific to my AI. Now the AI will also provide me the information which not be that useful for me since I was not very specific with my requirement. So it provided me with few of the information. Now let's just try and I like trying a prompt which is very specific to my requirement. So now I'm asking the Copilot show me the customers with balance greater than 0 and see and clicking on generate. So now it give me a different result. So you can see AI is same, data is same, but the result is different because the prompt is not same. And you have already heard a lot about that, better the instruction and better the output, as we can also see. And you can also try. Now let's just understand about context. So AI doesn't have any memory. Whenever you start a new conversation, AI doesn't know about you and your data. And what happened in Business Central that it loads the data automatically in the background to the AI view so that AI can process the information, and that invisible data feed that has been happening is actually a context. So let's go to Business Central again, and I'm on my customer list. I'm opening the customer card. So there is a Copilot feature which is called as summary. Now here you can see that it's it's giving me searching your data. So in the background, what is happening? The data has been loaded automatically by the Business Central, and it's providing the data like customer name, number, the payment term, the balances, the open outstanding order, and the fact box related data to the AI. Based on that, it's providing you this fantastic summary. And if I go to my another customer, again BC is providing the data in the background, due to which you are getting a different result, because here I have not pasted any data and provided anything. It's just happening automatically. So this in the background, the data feed is actually a context, and the better the context and better the output. So the quality of your data, of course, affect the output of your AI as well. Now let's just understand about tokens. So AI doesn't understand your words. It's actually read those words into chunks, and those chunks are called as token. So if I show you something like here, this is my AI model, and I'm typing like welcome to Architect AI Lab. Now see how it process my word. So it's divided into chunks, and these chunks are called tokens. So you can see I have 25 characters and it got converted into 5 tokens. And converting these words into token is it's called as tokenization. Now let's just talk about AI model. So not every AI is same. Let me go to Business Central and show you. So let's see again this summary copilot feature. So here this is an large language model which is of same family of chat GPT, and it's got trained on a massive amount of text. So here I just opened the customer card, it reads the data and provided me the summary in a plain text, right? Plain English. So this is an another kind of AI. Then we have an another AI as well in the Business Central, which is late prediction. So this late prediction isn't based on a machine learning classification model. So it doesn't understand your language. It just predict the score and classify your data, and it's been trained on the invoice pattern. Now, if I talk about this setup that we have, so you can enable that prediction. And in the selected model, Business Central is providing you two options. One is the standard, and second option is create your own model. If you pick the standard, so that means you are using the model that was trained based on the huge amount of SMB data by the Microsoft. And if you're creating your own model, then in that case, once it will be trained based on your data that you have for your own company. And once you enable that, then what it will do, it create few fields on the customer ledger entries, which is related with the prediction. So there are two fields that got added, payment prediction and prediction confidence. So you can try and enable this setup on your sandbox and see how the AI work based on the standard model, based on your custom model, and see. So now you can understand both are different technology, but both are AI. So now we have talked about prompt, tokens, AI model context. And one thing is common here that every time we are asking question, I mean, we are initiating the conversation. Now let's just understand what is an AI agent. AI agent, we have an user, then we have an AI agent, then we have tools, then we have a reasoning, and then we have a decision. So how does it work? So users set the goal for the AI agent instead of asking the question. AI agent has tools. So think of tools as its hand. through which agent can do work. For example, fetching the customer detail, creating an email, like that. Then we have a reasoning. So based on the goal that was set for an AI agent, it picks the tool, use that tool and process that information, and then it look at the result and then decide what to do. So this goes in a loop till the decision is made. So decision can be that goal has been achieved, or it can be that a human in loop will be required. Now let's make it real. Let's just think of a standard sales order agent. So what exactly is the key feature is that it proactively monitor your email box, look for the customer, create an order, and send the user confirmation back. So I'll try to map it with this structure. So you can think like user as customer sends the email. So goal would be process the order. Tool would be uh, fetch customer, check stock level, create order, like this. So these are the tools that it agent will use to process this order. Then we have a reasoning. So reasoning could be, you can think of it like customer exist, stock available, like this. And then you can think of decision or stock available, or you can think of ready for reviewer review. So these are the reasoning. Based on this, it will go in another loop and then it will come to an conclusion. And decision could be that um, customer email confirmation is shared. It can be reviewer approved or flag review, like this. So I try to map the steps that the sales order agent execute in this structure so that you can easily understand and map it. So let me just quickly wrap it down. So we have seen how Business Central work before AI, what changes with AI, few of the AI terms, and how does it relate with the Business Central. And I hope I'm able to make you understand from a Business Central perspective. And in the next episode, we will be discussing the most discussed and confusing topic, which is AI agent versus Copilot. And thank you all for watching this. If you have not subscribed me yet, then do subscribe and see you in the next episode.